to my tribe, to who's here this morning. I'm so excited and really quite nervous to do this talk today. It is about our feelings, and I've just why this topic? Why did I choose this topic today? I just want to see who is here. If I can see anybody yet, let me know if you can see me. I'm just waiting for the comments to come up. So let me know if you can see me and if I'm loud and if I'm clear. And yeah, so as I was saying, and today's topic is feel your feelings. And I want to just encourage you to tune in today with compassionate curiosity, compassionate self curiosity. For those of you who coach with me, you know that I always encourage you to look through the lens of love, to be curious, to observe, to pause, but always through the lens of love. And it is something to learn. It's what I'm learning. They say that you teach what you need to learn most. And that's probably why I'm here today, because this year has been quite unexpected. There have been some like really intense feelings. We're living through a pandemic. We still don't seem to be through it. It's 9, 10 months later. There's job losses, there's insecurity, there's an economic crisis. There seems to be a world um, disorder at the moment and dissonance, wildfires in California, the wildfires in Australia, all of these documentaries that we are seeing about how we're consuming our earth. And it's all kind of quite frightening. And it's left me with quite a feeling of heaviness that I wasn't even really aware of, which is why I teach what I also need to learn. We need to really learn to feel our feelings. So last 2 weeks ago, I was sitting with my coach and I was weeping. And it was such a release. And I hadn't realized how much anxiety and what I was holding within me. And even though I'd found myself eating ice cream on a Saturday night, huge clue for me. When there's nothing else in the house because I'm trying to cut out sugar, and here I am tugging into a tub of ice cream on a Saturday night because I know that was what it was in the freezer. Hi, Janet. Hi, Anna Marie. So good to see you all. I hope there'll be more of you joining. Let me know if you're there um, as I get into the process, because I'm going to share two processes with you today. The first process is going to be really how do we drop into our feelings and feel them, process them, let them just flow through us, surrender to them, rather than often what we do is we notice them and then we distract ourselves from the ones we don't want to feel. So the first process I'm going to share with you today is really going to be about how we feel those uncomfortable feelings. And then I'm going to share another process with you, which is how do we generate the positive feelings? So, and sometimes it's quite tricky to do them back to back because you might still be needing to process a lot of your sort of heavy feelings. So, as I'm checking in with you today, um, this post for me, how are you feeling in general? And what do you do when you feel this way? So just let me know, what are you feeling in general this past 2 weeks, today, maybe even right now? What are you feeling, and what do you do when you feel this way? Hi, Chantel, how good to see you. Oh, and Catherine, good morning. Let me know how you're feeling, guys. Let me know what's going on for you, what you do when you feel this way. Take a moment. Mhm. Yeah, teach what we need to learn. That's me. Yeah, thanks, Janet. I know. Oh, thanks, Shez. Good to see you here. So if you feel called to and you want to share on the comments, just share with me what has been your general feeling that you've been sitting with um, this last week and how you're dealing with it. Hi, Sue. Yeah, oh, it's so good to see you popping in, all of you. It really just makes my heart smile. Yeah, good morning, all of you. Okay, Anne-Marie, disappointed in self, but building up to positivity. Yeah, so often we self-flagellate and we get disappointed when we don't do what we say we were going to do. But just know disappointment is just a feeling. It's a thought. It's a thought that's running the disappointment. And that's a lot about what we teach in coaching is we have this model, which is that your thoughts create your feelings and your feelings generate all of your actions. So that at the end of the day, whatever we do or don't do is basically because of how we feel. So, and bearing that in mind, it's so interesting for me that often we don't want to really own our feelings, especially the uncomfortable ones, because we think that they're going to just feel so bad. And when I do the process with you, you realize it's not going to be that bad. They're just vibrations. So feelings are just vibrations in our body. Feelings are like our professors. They're letting us know something is going on. So last Saturday, when going into I was going into this feeling of discomfort and just feeling weird and strange, and I reached out for the ice cream. Instead of really doing what I preach, drop into the feeling, sit with it, I was kind of trying to distract myself from it. And I wasn't listening to the professor that was in my body that I knew very well, my friend anxiety. So, and I know this works, so it's amazing to me how often I forget, and it really does take practice. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm doing this amazing workshop through Coaches Rising on neuroscience and all of the latest scientific research in neural pathways is reiterating and reiterating the importance of embodying our feelings and our sensations, to slow down from this busyness, from this distraction of just go, go, go. Um, yeah, so often for some of us, when we get really angry, we have outbursts, yes, Chantel, and then we feel so bad. Rather than really just sitting with the anger, what was that about? What caused that? What was the thought? So the whole ability to slow down, according to Dr. Alan Fogel, is actually creating that neural pathway. We haven't been taught how to really slow down and feel. Think about it. As a child, when we are upset, our parents distract us, our teachers distract us, trying to get us away from the discomfort, the uncomfortable emotion. And so we learn to look outside of ourselves for comfort. And if this would only work, I would encourage it. Like if my ice cream really would work, but what did it do? It just made me feel worse later. My sugar levels dropped. And I was also just so disappointed in myself. And then just getting curious with the self-love and looking through the lens of love and saying, it's okay. You are just human. And I want you all to just embrace the humanness of it all. 50% of the time we feel great, 50% of the time we don't feel great. Just think about it. Maybe for you, those of you who've got little ones or children, or even your husband, you wake up and you just have such love and you just feel, oh, I just love my child. Oh, and my grandson, they are just amazing. And then the next thing they do something and you get so cross. Um, you go through it at work. The one minute you're really enjoying your job, the next minute you get a task or a call and you think it's rubbish. So we seesaw. These emotions of ours, they seesaw. And creating a new neural pathway of slowing down is really what the process that I'm going to share with you today is about. Let me just see if I can see any more comments here. Felt sad when family said it was my problem and I must sort. I guess they're right. That was a huge one for me, Anne Marie, is to own my emotions and to own my feelings. Again, when we look outside of ourselves, we actually give our power away. So when we only feel good if there's no COVID or there's no pandemic or we have enough money or everything is going according to flow, our children or our husbands are telling us how wonderful we are. If that's the only time we can generate good feelings, we are really at the mercy of others. And we want to learn that we have the power. We have the superpower to generate our emotions, to sit with all of our emotions and own them, and then choose a way forward. Catherine, I really don't love myself at all. I feel like such a failure. Oh, and depression, despite the fact that I have a beautiful life and so much to be grateful for. Don't apologize, Catherine. It's real, it's true, and the ability for self-love is what it's all about. It's what most of my coaching is all about. When often my clients say to me, we thought we are going to come here to learn how to stop drinking, and we end up learning how to love ourselves, how to feel our feelings, and to really engage with uh, awareness about how we want to move forward. And that's really what it's about. So look at yourself through, you are only a human. And as humans, we all fail. And like I said to you, even me 3 years later, I still find myself with a tub of ice cream. And you're communicating with them, Anne Marie. That is so important. Just keep communicating. I love Brene Brown's work around emotions. I think she's the queen of emotions. And she talks about a process that was also so helpful when you're going into confrontation and you don't know what to say, and you want to not sound like you're blaming the other person. And what she says is she says to the person, my brain is telling me the story that you are feeling, that your attitude is bad, or that when you did that you were out to hurt me, or the story that I'm telling myself is that you don't love me because you say these things to me. So when we talk from self-ownership, we get our power, and we also tone it down. We dial it right down. This intensity about um, that feeling of not worthiness and that we are the problem. You just own it. And I thought that was such a, so don't you all go like Googling Brene Brown now, but afterwards just go and listen to her podcasts. Her work on emotions is just the best. So the story I'm telling myself. Good morning, Wilma. Hi, Chantal again. Nice to know I'm not the only one that has these seesaws. Exactly, we all have them. At the beginning when I started doing this work, it was one of my biggest self-awarenesses and awarenesses of people around me when I used to ask people, do you also sometimes feel up and down? And most people said, yes, we do. And I was astounded. We always think that we are the only ones. Hi, Irene. Ah, yeah. So let's get into this. Let's get into this process that I want to share with you, and I want you to think about, just first of all, I want you just to take a deep breath, and just a deep breath, and then I want you to put your feet on the ground. Just get comfortable, and as you take in this beautiful deep breath, just know that you are safe. That really, right now, you're on a chair or maybe on your bed, wherever you are, there is no COVID, there is no blame, there is nothing wrong, there's just this moment. And so we're going to just drop into this moment. And then I want you to think about a really heavy feeling that you've been, a painful feeling that you've been feeling lately, that it seems to keep coming up for you. What is the first thought that pops in your head when you think about this feeling? So I've had this feeling of heaviness, a lot of fluttering and like a cloud, like a dark cloud that has been hanging over me. So what is it that you're feeling? What is that feeling? Then I want you to just get into it right now with me and take another deep breath and close your eyes. I want you to notice where you are feeling this feeling. So for me, this heaviness sits all over my abdomen area, almost like where my liver is. So just where are you feeling your feeling? Where are you feeling this emotion? And then I want you to just breathe into it. Just breathe. And I want you to not get out of your head. Don't ask yourself, why am I feeling this? Just feel what is in your body. What sensation is there? And just breathe into it. Take a beautiful, deep cleansing breath. Where is it? Describe it. So mine is like this cloud here, this vibration. It's tingling. My fingers are tingling. Mostly it's moving, and it's moving. As I'm breathing, it seems to get lighter. So what's happening to you? Feel the discomfort and breathe these beautiful, deep healing breaths into the discomfort. When your mind wanders, just bring it back to the feeling, to the sensation, and just sit with it. And notice how it's feeling. Is it light? Is it hard? Is it warm? Does it have a shape? Is it cold? Mine is definitely quite hot. Is it moving? Does it sit there like a big block? Just notice. And then describe how it feels in your mind, what it looks like. Keep taking these deep cleansing breaths. And again, deep cleansing breath. Beautiful oxygen to that area. And as you breathe in this deep cleansing breath, let it surround that area. I like to visualize it as light of love. It's beautiful love that's happening there. Some people see a balloon or a bubble that just surrounds that area. And you just keep breathing into it, breathing light into it, breathing into it, creating space for it to go, allowing it, letting it be. And just really with compassion, feeling it, giving it more space. Notice if it has shifted or changed. Keep your eyes closed. Now take another deep cleansing breath and really notice how this feeling is different to when you started. So just stay with me a little bit longer, just stay with me. This feeling is saying, just stay with me a little bit longer, feel me. If this feeling could whisper in your ear, what would it say? Just hold on to that whisper, what is it telling you? Listen. And then take another deep breath in. Open your eyes and you can come back to me. Whew. I feel so much lighter. I don't know about you. It's like I love this work. So tell me what feeling you worked on and describe how it felt for you. In the comments, Let me know what feeling you worked on and how you're feeling now. Yeah, just giving you a moment. Hi, Marianne. Oh, okay. Just reading all your beautiful comments. Yes, you mustn't you mustn't rely on other people's approval. What were you feeling? What was the feeling that you worked on? And did it say something to you? Let me know. Okay, to come back later, Chantal, and let me know how it worked for you. Okay. Anybody have something to share? And even if you afterwards want to try it again, and then direct message me, that's also fantastic. I know it's quite something to share our emotions and our vulnerability with everybody. Oh. So just let me know how that was for you. Maya shares you worked on hurt, feels so relieved, and the acceptance of it. Yes, if we just surrender to it, isn't it amazing that it doesn't actually feel that bad? I know that we often want to rather distract ourselves from it, but it's so important to really process through, lean into, and surrender to the emotions so that we know what's going on, and then releasing it with love. Did you have a word, Shez? And Marie, I think I have to work on my approval addiction. Yeah, and Anne Marie, if you just, when we do the next process of how to generate self love or any emotion that you want, it might be one where you just love yourself and approve of yourself because really we are 100% worthy. It's nothing that we don't have to do anything. It's one of the thoughts and beliefs that I took on that really helped me move away from that. And I still get pulled into approval. Yeah, people pleasing. Ah, hello, Janet. So good to see you here, Janet Venables. Oh, my heart. Scared out of control. Felt in the tummy. Feeling so much lighter. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Love that. Let me know whether you had a message. So my word that came up was just let it go. Vilma, stomach and shoulders very heavy. We'll have to try it again. Okay, so it didn't lighten. It can take some time to really redo it and really sit with it, and sometimes even with a coach. A lot of this work I still do with my coach because it can be quite tough to do it by ourselves. But the more we practice it, the more we get into it, the more we can feel these sensations in our body. It's so important because if we don't, that's when we have illnesses and we start getting ill and we start having cortisol just throbbing through our system when we just try and not numb it all out. That's why this is such an important process. So for all of you who's sharing here, so and Anne-Marie, yours is also over the center of your stomach and it feels as if food is stuck. Wow, yeah. And it's almost like a block of food that's stuck there. And what is quite amazing, I think the older that we get, often we really try and distract ourselves more and we don't want to get uncomfortable anymore. And we actually hold ourselves back. And that's why this work is so important because the more we risk and the more we feel, the more courage we get to go out there and do the hard. So the next time you want to go out and have a social without drinking, we have the courage. We can feel the emotion and we can step into our power and decide how we want to feel. So that's going to be our next process. Letting the hurt go, emptying the pain of the hurt. Yes. Oh, Catherine, yes, big bag of tears up her chest and in my throat. Okay, so just take that thought away, I wish I could. It's okay. Just feel it and let it happen. And if eventually tears come, they come. But feel that constriction. Just breathe into it. And hear if it wants to say something to you. What does it want to say? Okay, so thank you to all my beautiful, beautiful tribe for your vulnerability here today. And I want to leave in closing with a process that you can do where you want to actually generate and choose a feeling that will motivate you to get into an action. And if you're procrastinating or whatever it might be, what would you need to think right now to feel love? What would you need to think to feel peace? Just give it a minute. What is it that you want to really feel like right now? Is it motivation? Is it excitement? Is it love? Is it acceptance? Whatever it is that you feel that you want to feel, what would you need to think? Just quickly find the sentence. So for me, I just want to feel love. So the thought that helps me feel love is, I'm worthy. I'm 100% worthy. And when I think that thought, I feel my chest opening. I feel this beautiful, warm blanket vibration across my chest. I feel a tingling in my fingers. Oh, and the more I breathe into that thought, I am enough. All is well. What is your thought? What is your thought? And then breathe into it and feel it and imprint it in your body. Where are you feeling it? This beautiful feeling of love or acceptance. Mm. And if it helps you and you can't really get into it right now, what you might want to try is to just stand up and just relax your hands, everything, just relax everything and just feel how your body feels. And then I want you to just remember a time where you felt loved or you felt peace. And I want you to close your eyes and go back into that memory. When you felt such joy. Could have been the day you got married. How did you feel that day? Or the day your child was born. Just go back to a memory that gives you so much good feeling and the feeling that you want to feel. And then just stand with it. Feel it in your body. And then listen. Is there a mantra? I call it a mantra that comes up. I am powerful. I am love. All is well. Everything is for me. What is it that comes up for you? And then I want you to just step into it. And whenever you feel that you can't shift a difficult emotion, I want you to step into this superpower that you've got, and imprint this feeling of really of wellness, of well-being, of joy that you were going for. And then in closing, I want you just to share with me again how that was for you. What was the feeling that you worked on, and were you able to tap into it? Did you get a mantra or a word to help you? Self-forgiveness. So when we go into self-forgiveness, again, it's with absolute compassion and love. And self-forgiveness really does come from knowing that we are just human and we're doing the best we can, and that we can always try again. Yeah, dignity and self-respect. So how does dignity feel in your body, Catherine? And when you feel that self-respect, and those are really emotions to tap into, because for most of us, and why do I know this so well? Because for 30, 40, or more like 40 odd years, I battled with over drinking, overeating, numbing out my emotions. And I know that most of it had to do with feeling absolutely terrible about myself, having no love, and the kind of dignity that I wanted to feel often was just of waking up and not worrying about what I did last night. The self-trust that I can do it. I can step into my power. I am not my past. I am my future and I can create it. So just step into your power. The past is gone. We have this moment and we have this limitlessness inside of us. So when we know how to feel our feelings and generate them, it's such a superpower because we can generate from within. And this is one of the reasons why and I probably said it already now for the 10th time, if I have, please forgive me, because it's so important for me that if we don't process these emotions, the difficult ones, then the good ones are also just not going to come. They're much more harder to get into. So we want to have this rainbow of emotions, and we want to be able to tap into them. When somebody close to us is hurt or has died, we want to feel grief. We want to be able to truly feel the grief. And when we want to have a celebration, we want to really feel the joy. And what is so interesting is that our brain is not really programmed that way. You know, our brain is programmed to seek pleasure and avoid pain, and with as little energy as possible. So we know this about our primitive brain, but we've also evolved our prefrontal brain, our mommy brain, our observer brain, and that's where we want to start slowing down, pausing, thinking, doing these kind of embodiment exercises and processes to start becoming more and more aware of our body, how different sensations feel in our body, and getting curious. So as I close today, I want just let me know if there's something that you're working on for the next three months, how you feel right now. Are you motivated? Um, Whenever I do these processes and I do the one where I generate my more positive feelings, I just want to go back and exercise more and learn more and just do these things that really light me up, you know, go for my bliss bombs more, go for a walk in nature, and just embrace the day. It's so amazing. Um, One of the coaches shared with us last night at my neuroscience course that she had a client that could only see in black and white. And when they started doing these embodiment processes and these like feeling your feelings, he suddenly became all shaken and he said, for the first time, I see a color. I see the green grass. And she said it was a moment that shook her, that she wasn't prepared for. But for this client, he was only seeing things in black and white because he had numbed himself so to his emotions. And I think that's a beautiful story of encouragement, that when we start to really feel, everything has more color, everything has more texture. Yes, we feel anger more, maybe we feel sadness more, but we also feel joy and celebration, and we also come back to our restorative place of peace and calm more. Oh, a non-judgment of self and others. Absolutely, Catherine. Feelings of I'm authentic, how beautiful. So for all of you, I'm going to go back later and I'm going to just keep looking at your comments and just keep sharing. And if any of you want to really drop in and do more of this work, please get in contact with me. This is what I do. This is my juice. This is my groove. So loving you all today, and such a privilege to share this work with you. And if you do nothing else after today, just keep practicing to drop into your feelings and just see how things change for you. Sending you all so much love. Yeah. Oh. Have a beautiful Saturday. Bye.